Good morning, afternoon or evening, and welcome to week 3 final of the Zero AD Pro League 2019. Now this week's final is between two of the better players in the game. That is in the north here we have Stockfish, who won in week 1. He's playing as the Spartans in the purple, and in the south we have Borg playing in the orange. Now it's Borg's first week of competing, and as he's well known as the best player in the game, he has reached the final. So let's have a look at how they both got here. Well, Borg comfortably saw off Nani and Ludi, while Stockfish had a repeat of the week 1 final in beating Carthage in round 1 and then took out Mark Oral in the semi-final. So now let's have a look at the table at the end of week 2 as this game starts. And as Valorant isn't playing and it's Borg's first week, it looks like Stockfish is set to leapfrog both FFM and Carthage because they lost in round 1, and he'll be heading to the summit. But by how many points? Well, why don't we watch on and find out. It all depends whether he wins this game or not. So I just managed to knock my microphone over, but I've dealt with that now. So you can see that we've got the Iberians here. Borg, they don't have their walls. Oh, but we can also, early attack. Sorry, so we've got Stockfish is clearly going to be trying to raid, so it's going to be about how well this can be dealt with by Borg. So Stockfish has seen the berries now, so he knows this is the area that he needs to be attacking. That's going to limit Borg's ability to develop because he won't be able to get enough food. The thing with this map is there's lots of berry trees around, so the actual berries that you start with aren't necessarily essential because you've got so many other apple trees and what have you. But he's more patrolling more than anything, and it's actually he's got a slightly lower population at the moment, and Borg has better food as it stands. Is he going to be able to do it? He's just harassing, causing problems, but there's also lots of wildlife, and he's got some cavalry that are just getting food from pigs, and he's producing soldiers. So this is, in a sense, going to be slowing down Borg because it takes longer to produce soldiers than it does to produce women. So he's going to have that, which is going to limit his development speed, but at the same time Stockfish's development speed is going to be limited because of all this micro that he's having to do to keep these guys safe and keep them harassing. But you can see that Borg's had to move to farming very, very quickly because of that. I mean, he doesn't have the berry upgrade at this moment, but what he does have, or what Stockfish should now have an advantage, even though he's actually 7 population behind, is that his development should have been completely it's been uninterrupted, but he's only just getting a farmstead going because he's been producing cavalry basically. He's got slight gap in production here. That's not ideal. You need to make sure you're producing all the time, and he's producing another cavalryman, but it looks like he's actually finding it difficult to get enough food, so he could do with producing some women and just getting the guys getting this upgrade possibly, and just completely blitzing his food at the moment because he's got plenty of people collecting, well, actually not plenty, he's got some people collecting wood. I'm going to have a look back at the map. He's still here causing harassment. Ironically, these guys have got 37 food on them that he could really do with depositing that, because if these guys die, that's lost. It's a interesting thing now, because I would generally, like, and other lower level players would kind of think, oh, I need to deposit this food or wood or whatever that my soldiers are collecting before I go and make an attack, but the very best players don't seem to care. They're just like, yeah, whatever, maybe I'll lose that food, but I just need to get out there and get at them. So I mean, you can see with the Iberians, they don't start with these walls that they would normally have, but they still have the turrets, and these are going to be particularly useful if he needs to defend. So if he did want to defend these guys picking up the berries, he could garrison both of these turrets. They're effectively phase 2 towers that he's got. These guys are going to come in now and should... Oh no, I thought they're the wrong people. So this is his Stockfish's soldiers. He's trying to capture a house, which is actually quite a good thing to do against Iberians, because they their houses take quite a long time to build, but they only give 5 population. So if you can get rid of some houses, it can be really debilitating to the opposition's development. Okay, so he's hopefully, well, from his point of view, he's going to try and take out some women while this goes on. And there we go, we've got the first few kills of the game. Yeah, he's killed 6 women there before Borg managed to get them back into the civic centre. But these guys are running around with 117 food, and they're still. We've now pushed Stockfish slightly into the lead in population, so he's doing well. He's got to keep in touch with Borg, because Borg's development and his harassment, if he was allowed to be the one doing it, would be pretty brutal. It could be game over very, very quickly. So we'll just have a look at his development. He's finally starting to produce some more women to get some food. If we just have a look, he's really low on food. He's finally depositing some now, but he really needs to get some farms down and the farming upgrade if possible, because he's not in a great position economy wise. He's thrown a lot into this kind of attack, but Borg has handled it so well. That's the thing. He's seen Stockfish's cavalry coming and just put his women into the civic centre like it was nothing, and just moved his woodcutters to a different part of the map and just carried on collecting resources. I mean, he's only got 10 women on those 4 farms now, which isn't as good. And he's got, is it both these? No, this tower's got a soldier in it, and so does this one. But he could do with getting that berry upgrade and really starting to collect some berries. But you can see here he's got plenty of soldiers as well. That's the interesting, or the good thing for him, is that the makeup of his population isn't like loads and loads of women that are going to be just collecting resources but can't actually get involved in the fighting. He's got all kinds of people, a really good mixture. So he should, if needed, be able to take out these guys. They're not really doing a lot. They're taking a lot of micro, and they managed to kill 6 women, and in that time they haven't managed to knock down this house, although they've tried plenty of times. So Borg now has a barracks as well, which is going to be meaning that he can produce from multiple sources. So he'll be able to produce women from the town centre and soldiers from the barracks, which will be really helpful for him. If we go back, we finally got Stockfish producing a large amount of women, which is going to be required. He's got 17 women here already, but how many of them are doing nothing? I'm interested in that, actually. Yeah, he's got 2 women there doing nothing. You get them build a farm, do something, anything. You can't afford any idle time against the very best players, and there is no doubt that Borg is one of those. We've got these guys here, they still haven't suffered any damage, but this is very nice as well. A farmstead very, very close to where the deer are, so he can get the cavalry killing the deer and getting the the food in very, very quickly. It's got drop sites very close to it, and this arrangement of the houses is actually quite useful against cavalry, because they can get kind of trapped in between the houses. So it looks kind of higgledy-piggledy, but actually it's it can be kind of a trap, which is something that Stockfish is going to have to be aware of. And here we go, we've finally got these guys. I think they may have had some wood that they've just failed to declare. He needs to get a few more women out to get these farms, but what really have 5 farms is pretty reasonable. I mean, both players have got lower populations than you would expect, but Iberians and Spartans are both 2 factions that don't develop incredibly quickly, with the best will in the world. But nonetheless, both players are doing relatively well, considering the amount of harassment and stuff that's going on. And it's been an interesting start. So we're both still at phase 1, which is not is unusual, but that's the nature of having 2 very good players playing, is that they've kind of cancelled each other out in that sense. He's got plenty of skirmishes and stuff, so he's effectively safe from any raids. he hasn't got any real defences. He's got these guys in the turrets which are helpful, and he's actually producing skirmishers from both, so he's not really producing the female citizens at all. He's got 32 of them, and with a 6th farm coming up now, yeah, that means he's got 2 women spare. And oh, do we have another? Here we go. We could be about to see some more. Again, he's just so fast. Yeah, Borg doesn't allow even one of his women to be killed. It's absolutely superb how he's so aware. Take this from his point of view. He's seeing them go around. He's not making an effort to do it again. Something that you'd see from a lot of players would be, right, let's get after these cavalry, let's chase them down. Effectively, they're doing Borg's job for him because they're just running around. They're not contributing to the economy, and they're not actually causing any damage. Here we go. This might be changed. No, again, he just needs to bring his men over. They're going to start taking out some cavalry here. Yeah, 1 down. And yeah, that attack has gone badly wrong. He's just lost 2 cavalry for in exchange for nothing. But it's just very, very, very good play from Borg. So solid, so solid. Like the crew. 21 seconds to go. It's just, yeah, really good play. We've got, yeah, so now his 11 cavalry have become 9. What's he looking at? Economy wise, Stockfish is housed, which isn't good. He's also left just a few people building this house when he badly needs more houses. If he's going to do it, Borg's now back ahead in population. If he's going to get there, he can't afford to be housed. He needs to get himself a little bit more going. They're attacking this, which is utterly pointless. They're not going to do anything against that. And these cavalry as well are on the cusp of death, a lot of them. He's again determined to try and take this house, but no dice, it's not going to happen. Absolutely no chance there. And Borg just continues to develop. Again, the houses that are coming around here serve, again, 2 purposes. One is that if an attack comes in, he can just pop the women in the house and they're safe. But equally, it could lead to Stockfish's cavalry getting trapped. So he's effectively forming a wall of sorts, but one that is, yeah, it's strange that, as kind of said, it's not impermeable, but it actually can act as like a sluice and cause problems for the attacker in that they can't actually run their troops away once they get within kind of the range. And you can see how well these have been positioned right around that ring where the civic centre's range is. Okay, looks like he might get some kills here, but again, did he might. He actually lost a horse and didn't kill either of those women. So, yeah, not. Again, these cavalry, this harassment's been pretty. It's been superbly defended. It's been causing almost no problems whatsoever. We've got a little towers come up here. Both still at phase 1. Borg slightly ahead in population, and certainly in economic development as well. He's moving on. He's collecting. He's got a couple of people doing nothing there, but he's collecting stone, he's collecting metal, he's doing well. And he's got a good farm economy. Although that's now true of Stockfish as well. Stockfish has plenty of food, probably more than he needs, seeing as he doesn't have elephants or unless he's going to try a particularly heavy cavalry raid, that he doesn't need too much in the way of food, so I wouldn't expect him to go much higher. I mean, the maximum population is 300, so actually take that back, he might want more. I thought it was 200. So yeah, 10th field might be useful. So he's getting some Skiritai commandos going, which is incredibly important. He's, from Stockfish's point of view, he's not been mining metal. That's really strange. I would have expected him, knowing how good Skiritai commanders and the fact that he's got access to phase 2 champions. If he were to build the Stoa, sorry I pronounced that in a Portuguese way, if he would build the Stoa, which is here, he could be getting the black cloaks, Thracian black cloaks, but he's not built that. But let's see, he may still do that. But as it stands, he's falling now way behind. His harassment's effectively failed. It hasn't done what he wanted, and now Borg with 1, 2, 3 barracks is starting to produce swordsmen and women. He's once you get to this kind of stage, I thought he was sending his 7 soldiers back again, but he wasn't. So we can see Borg, I think, will be moving to phase 3 pretty quickly. From now, he's what's he need? Oh, he needs 3 entities of the town class. I thought he'd done more than that, but no, he's only built the blacksmith. So he's going to need some towers, market, etc., whatever. But you can see he's going for the fact that he's mining stone in 2 places with a lot of people, and as he got the stone upgrades, he does have the stone upgrades. That makes me think that we're going to be looking at slingers, but which would be a very, very solid and useful attack. I mean, what does Borg know of the map? Borg's not really ventured too far out. He has had a quick look over here, so he knows where Stockfish is, but Stockfish's map knowledge is absolutely superior, albeit he's still got quite a few, he's got quite a few people doing nothing. I'm surprised he's got so few people on metal, unless he's on another metal mine as well. No, he needs to produce Skiritai, but he's not producing them, which is, I don't even know where his Skiritai are. I know he was producing them. Well, he's got quite a lot of idle workers, and he's not, and the barracks are idle as well. Okay, that's, I mean, he's falling behind in development. It's like this raid, I mean, will it do anything? It's probably just going to lead to his cavalry being killed. Yeah, one of them's gone. You're not going to do anything against those slingers, and it's exactly as I suggested. Now we've got a first kind of onward expansion coming up, and it's going to be up to him. This is very, very close to Stockfish's. He's unaware, but now he's aware, so we should see him start to push back against this. There's a load of soldiers here. He's just allowing it to go up while he builds another barracks of his own. He's going into phase 3. Borg's already at phase 3. Is he going to have sufficient soldiers to stop this? Okay, it's interesting that they've. Okay, I think that's going to fail now. He looks like he's even throwing. He's throwing 1 woman at it. Actually, I thought there were more. Okay, so he's trying to get to more people. I think he's throwing 15 women. Sorry. Yeah, so that's going to be denied. But while that's been going on, let's just check. Has anything else been happening? Well, he started building a fortress, and he came and supported it a little bit. The interesting thing here, if he leaves that, you do run a risk, but if he leaves it, then Borg won't get his resources back. If he kills it, then or destroys it, then Borg does. So it's difficult to know what the right thing to do there is, because you may want to leave it, but then there's a chance that he goes and completes it later. It's all about the resources. Let's go and see if he's got his fortress coming up here, which makes sense. Any upgrades? None. He's got 2 armories, so 2 blacksmiths, and not bothered to get upgrades from either. Okay, do we have upgrades here? No upgrades at this point. But there's a lot of bartering going on. So here I would expect he's got the things I'd expect we'd get Indbil, who is just an amazing hero. Makes the Iberians absolutely. He's just superb. And what's this over here? We have an onward expansion. So he's only just going slightly outside his own borders, and on his own side of the river. But what are these guys interested in? But it will give him access to this metal and this metal. It's the case of whether he can make that solid enough to be make it possible to defend. And if there's no Indabil yet, no, he's still getting his I forget what they're called, getting his rams together. I don't know why I forgot the word rams there. And he's got a load of his metal gatherers there are no longer gathering metal, so there must be, there's a metal mine here, just you could do is sending them over there. If we look at, and just as I say that, that's exactly what he is doing. Here goes the storehouse, here's the metal. So he's been really going all out on the stone, collecting a lot of stone, so it means he probably has already produced a lot of slingers. It gives him all of his towers and his walls and things and buildings require more stone, but they are stronger, but they do take longer to build. So it's ups and downs in terms of what's the most useful way. So we've got a ram coming here, no bolt shooters. At this point they could be quite useful defensively. We've got another tower going up here. Nice little econ. Oh, it's a load of people just doing nothing again. How many has he got there? So yeah, he's got plenty, but there's loads of people. It's unfortunate when that happens because it's very easy to miss. They sent his rams out for a little expedition and they didn't do very much, and now we're going to see Indabil come in. It'll be interesting to see which hero Stockfish goes with. Now, if you've basically got a choice of two. You've got the guy that makes your skirmishers brilliant, or the guy that makes your spearmen brilliant. So it's a case of decisions on that. Okay, here goes Indabil. He's going to do a bit of scouting and possibly some harassment as well. This is a very good outpost as well. Here we go. He's under attack from Stockfish. Where? Down here. Looks like, yeah, he was trying to build something and it wasn't accepted. So there's a lot going on, but he's going, I think he's a swordsman. No, he's not. He's a spear. Okay, I thought as a swordsman he'd be able to stop these rams, but there's rams now. So Stockfish is now appears to be gathering his forces together, and he's only got the 9 Skiritai, and he didn't get the Stoa. That's really unusual. I didn't expect that. Okay, he's just got 2 swordsmen in here, which if he were to bring these guys out, they would take out this ram actually relatively quick. Oh, and he's doing that now. But if he had a few more swordsmen in there, he would be in a stronger position. But these guys are going to be, he's realised that there's no chance of taking out that ram. So he's just, well, this looks like a very dangerous attack actually. He's not far at all from the civic centre, but you can see this is where these rows of houses. But if we look up in this direction, he doesn't seem to care whatsoever. Not all, but a large number of his soldiers are just moving out in that direction. So they're trying to gather resources. We've got a fight going on here, but up here, what he's trying desperately to build a tower as soon as possible, but I don't think that's going to go up. This is a lot of soldiers. And let's just check again, did we get any upgrades? No upgrades whatsoever for Stockfish, and oh god, I can't even find the armory. Where's it gone? Here. Yeah, but armor upgrades and range infantry upgrades will make a big difference in here. He's also got a lot of soldiers that seem to have been promoted rank. So this, he's lost a ram there, and here come rams. This is going, it's all going a bit south for Stockfish. It's not the end of the world, but I don't think this attack's going to go very far. It looks now like he's just producing from his barracks. He's producing from lots of barracks. he's got double the population, and I think this is going to go down very shortly. It has. It's gone down, and with that, we reach the inevitable conclusion. Borg, very, very well played. I mean, he's demonstrated there exactly why he's one of the best. And just for the guy that's been commenting on my videos a lot recently, I forget your name. Here are the stats. I'll leave the fact that I have put the stats up in a comment, because you put basically on every video that you wish you could see the stats. Well, here you go. So you can see, in terms of total score, Borg absolutely nailed it. His economy and military were way better. The only thing is exploration for Stockfish was good. Here's the buildings. I don't know if that's particularly interesting, but there you go. That's what happened. In terms of units, this is now more interesting. You see Stockfish trained far fewer, but he killed far fewer as well. So if we look, there is a kill-death ratio here somewhere. Yeah, you can see 0.59 for Stockfish and 1.73 for Borg. He had good map control, good map exploration, but if we look on the charts, look, there's economy, there's military. You can see that although Stockfish's economy at the beginning, when he was harassing, was better, it quickly went the other way, and his military was better. It was better, but then basically once we hit sort of towards the end of phase 2, phase 3, Borg just absolutely nailed it, completely blew it up. So another just brilliant display from Borg. He's like a machine. He's an absolutely unbelievable player. So before we go, let's just have a quick look at the table. So Stockfish has indeed gone top. Carthage and FFM, they both gained 1 point, so they stay, they go into joint second. Mark Oral's just behind them, alongside Borg and Valorant. And then we've got the other players down there. So you can see Borg and Valorant have played only once. So as we go into the last week, next week, it will be interesting if either or both of them play, to see whether they can manage to basically knock Stockfish out in round 1, which would be the only way they'd be able to get to the top. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you had an enjoyable time. Cheers. Bye bye.